Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Self Awaken podcast. Today, Ladette and I thought we're outside enjoying the sun. So, if you have this is your friendly reminder, go outside, take some fresh in, feel the sun in your skin.
Mhm.
But today, we wanted to talk about being able to tune into our internal selves to know when it is that something's not working for us, to be able to repivot and look for different systems if the systems that we're currently doing are not working for us. So before we get into that, you guys already know we'll go ahead and have some grounding.
Yes, girl. Love that. So we're gonna do affirmations today. Lauda mentioned already, we're both outside. I'm going on a little walk while we're doing our episode, so you guys might hear a little more background noise than normal. But something that I read recently is that when it comes to like affirmations, sometimes we go wrong with them because the way that we're phrasing certain things is like we're putting it out into the future, and how like you really want to try your best with affirmations to make it in the present moment as much as you can. So instead of saying something like today, I'm gonna have a great day today, like to say something like today is already a great day, because it almost is like that extra step of putting it on the future to like right now. Because even when we say like, you know, I'm gonna have a great day today, it almost is like it's not definitive. And so I think for me, I really want to focus on that today and then just like moving forward when I'm saying affirmations. So I'm gonna find this a place to sit down real quick because y'all about to hear me huffing and puffing if I keep walking trying to do these. But yeah, so I want to try to like think about affirmations we can do together in this moment that is like present tense. So if you have the ability to close your eyes right now, I'm going to close my eyes now that I'm sitting down and just take a deep breath. And then you can repeat these affirmations out loud, or you can say them silently to yourself. Today is already an amazing day. I am already living my dream life. My life is perfect the way that it is. Today is such an incredible day. I am so happy right now. I love my life. I am so grateful to be here right now. And just soak all of that in. That feels so good. And the sun is hitting so right today.
Girl, it feels so good.
Ugh.
Amazing. Thank you for doing that for us. Like as I said, I'm so
Yes,
happy. I had this big smile on my face.
I
I'm
know.
very grateful to be right here with all of you guys this morning, to be able to just have that ability, that privilege. I don't know. I would even love to bring awareness to it here, like what's going on with Gaza and just all of, the craziness that's going on in the world, Palestinians, that it's been kind of weighing down on my heart recently within this last week when I saw a few videos that how privileged and how freaking blessed I am to be right here, to be in the safety of my house, to be in the safety of my community, to not be in fear in literal survival mode from what's outside of my own circumstances. So just being here and you saying that, like, yes, I felt it in my being, how grateful I was to be right here, right now, tuned in with you guys. Like, just in hearing the birds, they seem so peaceful, and
I
just
know.
under the shade, feeling the tree refreshing me. I was just really feeling it and feeling really grateful and to be here with you all, whoever's tapping in.
Oh, thank you, girl. Thank you for bringing that up too, because I think, yeah, right now more than ever, I just feel like I don't know. It's nice to see some people speak up on topics that I think are. I think it's sometimes hard to talk about certain things for some people, but I also feel like you don't have to necessarily have a platform to like speak up and be an advocate. Like I think we have maybe like 4 people who are regularly listening to this
More
podcast.
people strong.
But still, like I think
Yeah.
just being grateful and being in that energy and like speaking up and just I think it does go a long way, even if no one is listening, right? But just like doing your part to like be an advocate. Um, but yeah, because like we should be so grateful to be alive. Like we're
Mhm.
here, like you said, we don't have to live in fear. We can step outside and like even like right now, the fact that like you can be in your backyard and I can go for
Mhm.
a walk and like feel
Yeah.
so safe. It's like it makes me sad to think that there's in some places in the world like people don't get to experience that, and it's just unfortunate, but I think it's like kind of that reminder for me to just pray for like a better world and
Mhm.
do what I can to speak positively, into the world, and just pray for like peace, like,
Yes, girl.
but
Yeah, because I know that this is a little bit off topic, but I feel like it's so important, right? Because like I can tend to feel like there's not much I can do. Like, what can I really do? And sometimes because I'm not fully educated, but I'm like, you know
Mhm.
what I do know is that what's happening is not aligned with the values that I feel in my heart. And all I can do is try to bring that loving energy back into the world. That's the contribution that I can make right now, and just take those moments of silence yesterday, like in my yoga
Mhm.
practice. I was kind of just really praying for that peace, praying for the hearts to be awakened of whoever it is that's involved, to be awakened to a higher level of love, that to realize that it's not okay to be doing these things. And like you said, even if you don't have a platform, just the fact of speaking that love and speaking that intention, I feel like the more of us that do it united, it's just going to go a long
Mhm.
way. You know what? I would love to take that moment of silence to just really,
Yeah.
guys, whoever's listening right now, to just close your eyes, put your hand on your heart, just really tap into that and send just love to that part of the world that's in so much chaos right now. And may there be more peace that comes forward, the hearts and the eyes of people that are all involved to be awakened to higher levels of love, to realize that there needs to be a stop put to all of this, and just praying for all of our brothers and sisters living that right now, and sending them love.
Ugh,
Yeah.
I love that. Girl, thank you. Thank you for that. I think just at the end of the day, sending love, you
Mm-hmm.
know, is a big deal. Like even if you can't contribute, like I'm seeing so many people doing donations to help like
Mm-hmm.
families escape. We don't know everyone's situation, right? Like you may not be able to donate, and that's okay. Like I think even
Mm-hmm.
something as simple as this, pausing for a moment and
Mm-hmm.
sending your love and light and prayers towards someone else, like that is as effective as sending money.
Yes,
That can be as effective. So yeah, thank you for that, girl.
of course.
Yeah. Oh, that's that good energy. Okay.
Yes.
Period.
All
Period.
right. Would you like to start
No.
off kind of what we want to talk
Yeah.
about today?
Yes. Now to kind of pivot our
Yes,
conversation
pivot.
a little bit.
Wait, do you know, quick pause. Do you watch
Yeah.
Friends? Because
I
I was
used
a
to, but
bit,
not like barely. Like not enough to like where I would understand references and stuff. But like I
okay.
have seen it.
To the people that do watch Friends, pivot. They know Ross.
Yeah.
That's Ross's word.
Is that a
Pivot. And
reference?
every time I say that word, I hear Ross screaming in my mind.
It's funny. Yeah, I know. People always ask me about Friends, and I'm like, I don't know. Like, I feel like it's one of those shows like Gossip Girl, Grey's Anatomy, too, where it's like I never fully invested myself in the shows, and now I feel like I'm too far behind to like give it a chance. Because
Yeah.
like like what the hell? Like Grey's Anatomy has like how many seasons? Like
So long. Yeah,
I'm
that
like,
was so
I
long.
missed my opportunity. It's fine. I'll just watch whatever new shows.
Yes, it's
But
okay.
but yeah, I guess so for like today's episode, we me and Lada talk all the time, shocker, but we were like things that were coming up for us was kind of just about like not being so glued to like certain things in our life when it comes to like certain structures or schedules and like routines that we have when it's like not serving us. And I think a big one, like, or at least like a really relevant one right now for the both of us is just like with our morning routines and like just being okay with like trying different things. Cause I know like for me for a while, waking up at 4 a.m. and doing whatever I do in the morning was working, but now I just feel like I don't have enough time. And so it's like, okay, well, what can I change from my schedule to then have more time, right? Like I don't have to be so committed and glued to like wake up at 4 and then use the weekends to do, I don't know, whatever projects I want to work on. Like I can switch things around. And I feel like I have been doing that. And I think we both were relating to this too. Of like, I don't feel like I've found like my perfect
Mm.
productive routine, like the one where I feel like, okay, I'm getting enough sleep. Yes, I'm, checking off like my to-do list and things that I need to get done, like going to the gym. Like I just haven't found that structure that's like, oh yes, like this is working. And like just being okay with switching things up until it is working.
Mm. Yeah, just not having that rigidness and stiffness around our schedule, especially for those people out there. I know that I'm also trying to find that balance of my feminine and my masculine energy. Like the feminine is also flowy, but then also I was just telling my dad, like when I do go into a flowy, like just relaxing, there feels like there's unbalance within me, within my life, because I also do have things that I want to accomplish. So being able to find the balance and playing around to see what feels best for you, like me as well. I was realizing, I think I mentioned on the other podcast, I kind of took a step back from social media and just like our podcast in the sense of making as much content for it throughout the week. But then like I wasn't really doing anything outside of work either, like my 9 to 5, that I know my soul wants something more for my life. Like I know that I'm not just supposed to be working. So then there comes that balance of I need some structure. How do I start now, setting up my life so I can start becoming ready to receive the my dream life that I envision for having in my future. Yes, we're living our dream life now, but that life where it is that I can be with Ladette on the beach right now. We can be doing our work from our computer or wherever it is. It doesn't have to be on the beach, but me being able to set that structure, maybe in the morning for a few hours I work and then I go and we go get our matchas and we go do yoga. I want
Girl.
to have that flexibility. Like Lynette and I said it's ghetto to be working all the time. Like I don't that's not what our soul signed up for. I know that Lynette and I agree in this. Like we want to experience more out of life. And if I'm gonna be working this many hours, I want to be putting it towards like something for me, building something for me, for my future babies that will be on the way, and just like to be able to bring even more abundance in the future to just my parents, take care of them in the way that they've taken care of me. And I would love to tap into that because I think for a while I felt like I couldn't take care of my parents until I had some quote unquote more financial success. But taking care of our parents doesn't always also necessarily mean, financially. It means what if we're not even when we are financially stable, our parents aren't even here? How is it that you're taking care of them now? Are you showing them love in the present moment? Sometimes I take my parents snacks, even if I give them $20, like go get yourself an ice cream, little things like that, or just with my presence, right? I notice that I might not be there all the time, and to just be there, that's a whole other thing. But guys,
Yeah.
sometimes we think that the only way that we can bless people or people around us is when in the future when we have a certain thing in our life. But how can we bless other people now with what it is that we have? But just checking in, even just checking up, showing people love.
Oh, girl. You hitting us with them points, girl, because I was like, wait. Those are all really good. I feel like I think what comes up for me with this is like kind of going back to like the feminine and masculine. Like if you have these like deep goals within you or like these like even like that little bit of a desire even or just like a voice that's like that you're meant for more,
Mhm.
like if you have like a little bit of that, right, where like whether it's leveling up in your career or not everyone wants to be their own boss, not everyone wants to be
Yeah.
self-employed.
Yeah.
That's fine, that's totally fine. You could be working for someone but still have a vision that you are working overseas or that you have that
Mhm.
flexibility with your job to be international, right? Like whatever it is within you, that's like I'm meant for greater, I feel like it's a beautiful thing to have like that feeling, because it's like, no, I'm deserving of something greater. But at the same time, it's difficult because I think this is where me and Laura, and I think so many other people find like it, we struggle a little bit, because it's like, okay, I know that I'm meant for more. I have, yes, as you said, 100%, like I'm already living my dream life. My life is already beautiful the way that it is, but I am a fucking child of the universe. And if there's something in my heart that I want to have in my life, I know that the universe is going to bless me with it at some point, regardless, especially when it's coming from like a pure loving intention. And it's like, okay, I know that I want more. I want to be self-employed. I want to be able to do like what Laura said, like us just go wherever we want, take our little laptops and stuff. But it's like that comes with a cost, because I think part of it is, yes, you have to be in your feminine to like receive these things. You can't control everything, but at the same time, I don't think that it's honestly realistic to expect the universe to do everything. Like when you feel that inspired action, how
Mm,
you might hear that online, but it's like that's when you should take action, right? When you're like, okay, I feel like I want to write a book, or like I want to make this course, or I want to do, I don't know, a webinar. Like when you have those like whispers and feelings, like that's when like things definitely need to be happening, and like you need to be taking action. But
mm,
it's like still finding that balance, right? Because sometimes I feel like we feel when when we're in our quote unquote feminine but we're doing nothing, I think it's easy to feel like you're being lazy. But
mm.
then when you're always doing, it might feel like you're way too much in your masculine and you're trying to control the outcome. And it's like, if you're being too much in that control, then, oh, is this still recording? Oh, someone tried to call
Oh,
me. That's
yes.
why. I was like, wait, but like if you're too much in that control, then you're like not giving space for the universe to like co-create with you. So I think that's like where the whole balancing is coming up for me, and me not feeling like I'm not in that like that perfect, well, it doesn't have to be perfect, but like in that routine that feels like a yes, this is my routine. This feels good. This feels like I'm, doing my part, but I'm giving the universe space. I'm also like resting, you know?
Yeah, girl, you know what? As you're saying this, you know what's a word that came up for me since earlier in the morning when I was driving back home to do the podcast, and right now as you're saying this, is that we are multi-dimensional beings. We are not, there's not just one side of us. And finding that polarity, like I'm not just, like there's those aspirations with me that I want to serve the world.
Yeah.
I want to bring service to my beautiful human brothers and sisters. I want to bring service to my family. I want to even honor myself and like experience heaven on earth here and create the most unimaginable things that come to my mind. Because, like you said, if God is putting this intention, this vision in us, it's for a reason. I feel like because our higher self knows that it's a possibility, not that it knows, it's like a fact. Therefore, like when it's being placed, now do we have the courage to take courageous action and start putting a plan into place and just having fun with it? Like not I feel like for a long time I genuinely was like almost trying to reach dead that dead a deadline that I created in my own mind. Like I have to
Mm-hmm.
be here by a certain time, and then it's like again going back to the balance, because then it wasn't allowing me to fully experience things because there was always this voice inside of the back of my head that you're supposed to be doing something else, you're supposed to be already maybe even like with a family, with whatever, like with a house, my own house, with my career, but then it's like always constantly chasing something instead of being here in the present moment and being like, you know what, I'm gonna take it one day at a time
Yeah.
and I'm gonna do what I can that day, but then at the same time finding that beautiful balance of enjoying life. Because
Mm-hmm.
genuinely, like especially with what's going on with what we said earlier, like what if we're not even here in the next 2 days? What if something happens? Like, did I genuinely say, you know what, I showed up for myself in that dream vision that I have, but at the same time had that equal, beautiful balance of being present, feeling like I just enjoyed just being today and just waking up and just doing this podcast with my dad. Like just seeing you right now extra feels like a FaceTime. I feel like one of our calls that I'm like, I just love this life. Like I definitely am feeling like that girl. Like as I'm sitting here and I'm just seeing you go on your walk, I'm like, I'm just so blessed and I love this life. And anything that comes after that just feels like such a beautiful add-on in this specific moment. Like, I'm like, oh, everything will just be a beautiful add-on because I already feel
Mhm,
so good
mhm.
right now.
Girl, yes, I feel like everything. Yes, yes, yes. I feel like that's where I think people have to, including myself, is remind myself and even challenge myself of that continuous reminder. I'm already living my dream life. I'm already living my perfect life. Everything else is an add-on. Because I think when you frame your mindset that way, of like, it only gets better from here. It's already great. It can only get better. I feel like it takes a little bit of the pressure off of like, okay, I need to get this done and that and that. Like if you're, on your entrepreneurial journey and you're like, I want to start a business or whatever it is, right? It's like there's no rush, like there's no race. There's, whatever deadline that you have is probably because you're setting it on yourself, and you don't need to. Like it's okay to have, I think, those mini deadlines to like give yourself a little bit of accountability of like, okay, by this day, I would like to have this complete, but if I don't, it's okay. And you don't, oh, someone's mowing their lawn. Like, let me move to a different spot. Hey, that's what it is when you go outside.
Yes, girl.
Um, but yeah, like it's okay to have those deadlines, but don't slave away your time and yourself to like getting these things done, because I feel like it prevents you from being able to live in this moment. And like you
Mhm.
said, tomorrow's not granted anyway. And like I know personally, like when I think about if today were like my last day, I don't want to feel like I all I did was work, 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 and I didn't even take the time to like enjoy my family or be in this
Mhm.
moment. So I just think that that's important, right? Like whatever goal you have, like there's no end, right? Or there's no rush to like complete it. And there's a car. But yeah, like I don't know. And I almost even feel like when we're in that mindset, it's like rejecting the thing that we want to happen anyway, because when we're rushing to get things done, we're like in that energy of like almost like I'm just trying to check this off my to-do list. Like we're not in that energy when we're rushing of like I'm just here, I'm enjoying this, I'm in the present. And I think that that's like a repellent literally to what we're trying to manifest, because
Yes,
we're
yes.
rushing through it, and the universe, I just know, like the universe is like, oh girl, you're acting desperate when you're like rushing through these things. Like we're definitely not gonna like bring the thing that you're trying to attract
Yeah.
into your life right now. So I feel like, I don't know, I guess like tying it all back to the whole schedule thing, you know now more than ever I'm really feeling like the non-attachment to my schedule, because there's things that like aren't working out. There's things that I was starting to feel like became just a to do on my list, and that energy is even like the thing that really like gets to me is like how you could be doing one thing totally unrelated to another, but like everything intertwines. So like even if I, with the whole entrepreneurship, one day would like to be fully self-employed, and like this is totally off topic, right? But I had things on my to-do list that I was like not wanting to do anymore. Like I'll just be totally honest, like with book club, like I'm in a book club that it's not aligned anymore, and I was starting to feel like, oh God, I don't want to do this. Like I don't want to read this book. Like, you know, that energy like bleeds into other areas of my life, such as wanting to be an entrepreneur, because even though those two things aren't directly connected, it's the energy that I'm finding myself in that is going to affect other areas. So I just think like like taking steps back, changing your schedule, deleting things off your calendar that you need to delete, whatever, to like have more balance and peace and harmony throughout your day and throughout your week is important.
Yeah. Just really tap into the things that you're doing. How are they making you feel? And if it feels like more of like, oh, I genuinely don't want to do this. I feel like we do go through those moments, where we have to push through that resistance. But I feel like there's times where we know in our body, like, I don't want to be doing this anymore. And you're just forcing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
in that point, I feel like when we have the courage to let go of those things, then we make space for other things that will bring us more joy. And not everything's meant to last forever, just like relationships, friendships, also hobbies, things that we start, we're not meant to do. Even when we start a business, right? A successful business, how many times do we see people that pivot, that start a business of something, but then it ends up transforming into something completely different?
Mhm.
Having just that courage of letting go. Like for me, even right now, a big one honestly has been like just changing our routines. And I feel like we're not meant to have the same routine forever, like, because then that seems so repetitive, especially if you're going to a 9 to 5 job. I feel like it's so important to continue to like bring different things, different hobbies into your life that don't seem like it's such a copy paste, because I feel like when it feels like it's a copy paste day continuously, it feels
Yeah.
draining, girl. And I feel like that's for me personally when I'm like, what is the purpose of life? Because I'm like, I'm meant for more than just this freaking copy and paste life. Like, so for me right now, I think it's a perfect time to even bring up, guys. Lida and I are starting like this June kind of accountability glow up challenge where we just, whatever it is that you want to focus on for the next month, we're going to be starting a group chat. Right now, it's Lida and I. If you want to be added on, let us know. We'll add you onto a group chat on Instagram where we can just maybe tap in for the whole month and tap in, even if you don't have to send pictures, whatever it is, right? For me, my personal goal has just been right now that the weather is nice here in Utah, because we go through all the seasons, really take some time to do physical activities outside. Like in this last week, I started to run. I also started to play pickleball. Is it pickleball? I keep getting confused. Anyways, like
And one or the other.
it's so fun, and like to just do these things that are so out of the copy and paste for me. Because for me, for a long time, it just looked like waking up, going to work, coming home, eating dinner, going to the gym, and sleep and repeat. And that was feeling draining to me. And now just going on my outside walks with the puppy, running, just playing pickleball more outside, just spending that time outside has been really good. And I feel like because I've been doing that, I'm feeling a lot more inspired now. A lot more inspired to, oh, what can I start now? Like I'm in that phase of I know that I'm going to be starting something, but I'm not 100% sure what it is. And I'm just really excited for it. But I know that as I continue to just change up my schedule and start to play more, also make time for that playful energy, that's going to allow more room for creative ideas to come flowing in my head. Because as I've been changing my routine like that and not forcing myself to, my priority is only working out, getting movement in for my body. I don't care how that looks, that's why I've been more flexible with being outside. And I'm like, it's okay. I don't have to go to the gym today. I've still been going, but not as like I have to, or else my day is ruined. That energy. It's a very different energy, right? And I think because I'm coming from there, it's just really allowing that space of I'm starting to get more creative ideas, because for a while I was feeling really generally really stagnant, and I knew that I wanted more to create something, but I didn't know what. And now I'm feeling that excitement within me once again.
I love it, girl. Yes, me and Lada were talking about this yesterday. Of like, you know what? The only thing I have to do in my fucking life is like my 9 to 5. That's the only thing I have to do. Everything
Yes.
else I get to do. So, you know what? If I want to switch up my routine, it's
Mm-hmm.
totally fine to do that. If I want to do a new hobby, it's totally fine to do that. Like, I think many people can relate. Like, what are the things that you have to do? And like, okay, work with that, but everything else you can work around. Like, you don't have to be glued to your schedule. And
Mm-hmm.
we definitely like, are doing this challenge kind of for that reason, to get us like just like that extra accountability and push of like doing something different. And I know that we'll be doing future of these as well. So if you're listening and it's past June, and you still want to be in some sort of like accountability group, reach out to us on our Instagram, because we'll probably do one in July or August or whatever it
Mm-hmm.
is. And maybe we might like switch out like the theme and whatnot. But for June's challenge, I have been grounding outside, like shoes off, socks off, and just like sitting on the earth and like feeling the grass and like feeling the dirt, and just working on that feeling of like being grounded. Because for me, a lot of times, like it can, I'm gonna be totally honest, I don't want to say it's easy, but like it's not difficult for me to be like, what is the word, shakeable? Like I can be shakeable. Like sometimes I
Yeah.
feel grounded, but then I might just have an off day, or like I might see something online, I don't know, right? And then I might feel some kind of way. So I'm not 100% solid and grounded with who I am. And I know that going outside in nature, sitting on the grass, like putting your feet on the grass, like those feelings help with feelings of ground, like feeling grounded. So that's been my June challenge, since it's been nice over here in Denver too, to just also be outside, but like specifically sit on the grass and like feel the earth and feel connected and like stable and sturdy. you know, and that has just been feeling really good. So yes, nature, guys,
Nature.
nature.
Yeah.
Nature's your friend.
I would just love something that goes on with that as one of my favorite things to do when I'm grounding and I'm just like they're either laying on the ground. I like to sometimes lay flat on the ground, like completely from head to toe, just laying there, or like Lita said, taking off my shoes. And I like to actually set the intention, like Mother Earth, give me the unshakableness that you have, like those roots that are running deep within you. Please transfer on that energy to me. Allow me to just become as rooted as you are. Or when I hug a tree, especially because I picture a tree having such deep roots to be able to withhold all of that. When I hug a tree, or even sometimes, even if you're not ready to hug it, I'll just go up to it and I'll just lay my palm on it. And I'm just like, I feel like I not only want to take from the tree, I also send love to the tree, so it's a
Yes,
mutual connection. And
yes.
just like to ask the tree for its energy of just transferring that energy of such deep roots within me that are so unshakable, and knowing who I am. Just a little thing that I like to do for fun.
I love that. And I think, like you said, if you're not feeling, you don't have to like be like, all right, I'm gonna go outside and hug a tree because the girls told me to do so. Like even something simple of like palm, like Laura said, and if that even feels weird, like if you have like a patio and you have like
Mhm,
little planties at home, like even like talking to them, or like
mhm.
there's ways to connect without feeling too vulnerable. Because like I don't know, I think in the beginning it's easy to be like, this is weird, right? Because it's new if you've never, but like,
Yeah.
okay, I'm about to go. I'm gonna say fuck it. I'm gonna go hug a tree. For anyone who's feeling scared, but like, I promise you, the way that you feel so connected to the earth, and it's like, it's not even a big deal, you know?
Yes, exactly.
Nature. You
For
guys already
whoever's
see
not
that in.
watching, Lita is
We
hugging a
wrap my
tree
hands.
with us right now.
See, it's not a big deal.
And you know
Even
what?
though,
I even challenge you. Why does it matter what other people think? Go
period.
and do that for yourself. Like, stop living for other people. If you want to go hug that tree, go do it. And just because you feel scared, that's an even bigger reason of because you feel judgment might be coming for other people. That's an even bigger reason to want to go do that for yourself and show up for yourself in that way. Do
Yes.
things that make you uncomfortable, because those small things of doing those things that make you uncomfortable, of not caring about the other judgment, the third perspective, like how is that energy going to transmute into other areas of your life?
Ugh, so true. So true. Because it's like it comes down to the way that we think people are like perceiving us for things like that, right? Of like, oh, people are gonna think I'm a weirdo. But it's like, well, why do I care what people think? And
Yeah.
like it's like that whole phrasing of why, like ask yourself why until you can't anymore. And then you've gotten to the root of like why you feel certain ways about doing certain things if you
Yeah.
can't answer that why question anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And it's like, who cares how other people are living their life? Like, you might inspire someone else to hug a damn tree. If they
Yeah.
see you hugging a tree, they might be like, wait, that person did it. It's my turn.
Exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, guys, go hug a tree. Maybe that's
That's a
the,
good
what's
place
it
to
called?
end.
Your
Go hug a
homework.
tree.
Go hug a tree, damn it. And if you really feel like it, tag us when you do.
Yes. Yes. Tag us. And you know what? If you made it to this end of the video, when a short clip is uploaded, go comment a tree. Comment a tree.
I love that. Yes, y'all. Accountability, okay?
Yes, accountability.
But
Accountability for yourself. That's all.
yes, yes, we love it. We love you guys. I think that wraps up our
All right, my
episode
fur baby's going crazy.
today.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. We will see you in 2 weeks.
Thanks, guys. We love you. Bye.